Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about another new topic, that is autoimmune diseases. What is the meaning of autoimmune disease? Means our self antibodies only will create a disease in our body. Such kind of diseases are called autoimmune diseases. So we are going to discuss about such autoimmune diseases. How it will come, we are going to discuss. Okay. So abnormal immune response. Abnormal, not normal. Abnormal change. Immune system fails to properly distinguish between self and non-self. What is that? Immune system fails to properly distinguish between self and non-self and attack its own body. And attack its own body. So it's distinguish. It unable to distinguish which one is self and non-self. So then automatically it will attack its own body. Our body produce antibodies or autoantibodies, cytotoxic T cells that destroys our own, what I'm telling, our own tissues. Our own tissues, that is only called autoimmune diseases. If a disease state results, it's referred to as autoimmune disease. That autoimmunity is evidenced by the presence of which one? The presence of which one? Autoantibodies. The presence of which one? Autoantibodies. And T cells that are received with host antigens. When the cells act as antigens in the same body, they are called autoantigens. When the cells act as antigens in the same body, they will be called which one? Autoantigens. Autoimmune disease in human can be divided into two broad categories. How many categories? Two broad categories, namely organ specific and non-organic specific. Organ specific and non-organic specific systematic, non-organic specific or systemic autoimmune disease. In organic specific disease, the autoimmune process directly mostly against one particular organ. Organ specific, one particular organ. The antibodies may block the functions performed by the organs. Examples: Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves' disease, thyroid gland disease, Addison's disease, adrenal gland disease. In organic specific systemic disorder, inorganic specific or systemic disorder, autoimmune active is widely spread throughout the body, not particular what is called organ. Example: rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis, an example for systemic disorder. Okay, children, once again, if you listen carefully, we are discussing autoimmune diseases. Why our own antibodies unable to recognize which one is the own, which one is the foreign. That time, for killing our own cells, our own antibodies will be formed and cause diseases. Those only called autoimmune diseases. Abnormal immune response. The immune system fails to properly distinguish between self and non-self and attack its own body. That's the reason. Our body produce antibodies, autoantibodies, cytotoxic T cells that destroys our own tissues. If a disease state results, it is referred to as autoimmune disease. Thus, autoimmunity is evidenced by the presence of autoantibodies and T cells that are received with host antigens. When the cells act as antigens in the same body, they are called autoantigens. Autoimmune disease in human can be divided into two broad categories, namely organ specific and non-organic specific or systemic autoimmune diseases. In organic specific, what we will do? In organic specific disease, autoimmune process directly mostly against the one organ. The autoantibodies may block the functions performed by the organs. Examples: Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves' disease, Addison's disease, Like that, inorganic specific, not inorganic specific means systemic disorder, autoimmune activity is widely spread throughout the body. Rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis are example for systemic disorder. Okay, children. Next, we are going to discuss about the what you call tumors. What are the tumors? How tumors will be what you call affects our body? We are going to discuss tumors. Tumors. Next, we are going to discuss about tumor immunology. Tumor immunology. Tumor immunology. Okay, children, this is important. A tumor or a tumor or okay neoplasm. A tumor or neoplasm is a group of cells. Is a group of cells. A group of cells. Okay, whose growth has whose growth whose growth has whose growth has whose growth has gone unchecked. What is called unchecked. This is important. When a tumor, when a tumor, very important. When a tumor, okay, when a tumor continues, when a tumor continues to grow and invade invade okay invade healthy tissue invade healthy tissue invade healthy tissue, it is called cancer. It is called cancer. Next, they spread to the they spread to the to other they spread to other they spread to other parts of the body. They spread to the other parts of the body. Okay, from the other parts of the body, from which one? From the tumor. This is important. From the tumor and gives rise to very important, give rise to secondary tumor. Which one? Secondary tumor. This secondary tumor, this is known as what you call, that is known as metastasis. That is known as which one? Metastasis. Okay, next, tumor may be benign. Tumor may be benign and malignant. Tumor may be benign or malignant. Okay, malignant depending on its characteristics. This is important. Okay, benign or benign, B-I-N-I-G-N, benign or what we call non-cancerous tissues. Non-cancerous tissues are capable of are capable of, benign or non-cancerous tissues are capable of, which one? Very very important, indefinite growth, indefinite growth, indefinite growth, and do not and do not do not invade do not invade other other parts, okay, not invade other body parts, okay children, this is important. Next, in the malignant tumor, in the malignant tumor, what you have to remember, in the malignant tumor, the cells, what you call the cells, grow indefinitely, okay, indefinitely, this is important, right? Indefinitely detach and migrate, detach and migrate into healthy surrounding tissues, this is important, healthy surrounding tissues, okay children. In normal cells, next point, in normal cells, okay, in normal cells, the cell's growth, the cell growth and differentiation, the cell growth and differentiation is important, differentiation, the cell growth and differentiation is highly, what I saying is here, is highly, okay, is highly okay, controlled and regulated, controlled, and what I'm saying is regulated, control and regulated, this is important. But in cancer cells, okay, this is breakdown of, there is breakdown, okay, there is breakdown of this, what you called regulatory mechanism, so there is a regulatory mechanism, problem will become. Normal cells show property called, very very important, need bit, normal cells, okay, normal cells show a property called, normal cells show a property called contact inhibition, this is important, contact inhibition, which inhibits uncontrolled growth, this is important, uncontrolled growth. Next important, cancer cells do not have this property, okay, cancer cells do not have this property. As a result, what will happen? As a result, okay, what will happen? Cancerous cells, okay, cancerous cells divides continuously, okay, divides continuously, giving rise to, what you call, giving rise to mass of tissues called mass of tissues, What you call mass of tissues called? You know very well. Mass of tissues are called tumors. What you call? Tumors. This is a most important point you have to remember. Okay, children, observe carefully. We are discussing the tumor immunology. When the tumor will come, what is the meaning of tumor actually? Uncontrolled cell division, right? A tumor or neoplasm. A tumor is also called neoplasm, is a group of cells. A tumor or neoplasm is a group of cells whose growth has gone unchecked, uncontrolled growth. When a tumor continues to grow and invade healthy tissue, it is called cancer. So continuously grow and disturbs the healthy tissue, and there also problem will create in the sense that is called cancer. They spread to the other parts of the body from the tumor and gives rise to secondary tumor. This is only known as metastasis. So it will go to one cell to another cell, or one part to another cell. There that will be produce a new cancer in the new tumor, in the sense that is called metastasis. Very important need bit. Metastasis. What do you call? Metastasis. Tumor may be benign, malignant, depending on its characteristics. There are two types of tumors: benign tumor and malignant tumor. Benign are non-cancerous tissues. Non-cancerous, only one particular area only they will be grow. We can remove with the help of surgery. Tissues are capable of indefinite growth and do not invade other body parts. Will not invade other body parts. In the malignant tumor, the cells grow indefinitely detach and migrate into healthy surrounding tissues. So malignant tumors, what they will do, they will detach and they will go to the healthy tissues, and there they will also form the tumors, that is called malignant tumors. In normal cells growth and differentiation is highly controlled. Growth and differentiation is highly controlled, regulated. But in cancer cells, there is breakdown of this regulatory mechanism. So cell division, differentiation is not regulated, or breakdown in the cancer cells will be takes place. That's why normal cells show a property called contact inhibition, which inhibits uncontrolled growth. Cancer cells do not have the contact inhibition. As a result, cancerous cells divide continuously, giving rise to mass of tissues called, what you call, those are tumors. Very dangerous. They will be called, what you called, tumors. Okay, children, they will be called tumors. Next, another important, how to treat this. That is important. We have to treat these all problems. So how to treat, we are going to discuss the treatment about this all the things, right? So we are going to discuss about the treatment for the tumors. How we are going to treat the tumors. That is important. Treatment, you check it. When a cell undergoes, when a cell undergoes, very important this one, undergoes malignant transformation. What do you call? Malignant transformation. When a cell undergo malignant transformation, it acquires it acquires new surface antigen, and may also lose, okay, and also may lose some normal what you called antigens, some normal antigens. Okay, children, this is important. These antigens are okay, these antigens are present on the these are present on the membranes of malignant cells, membranes of malignant cells. This is important. Okay, and they induce, that's it, they induce an immune response, Immune response. This is important. And then use immune response, both humoral. Next, both humoral, both humoral and cellular responses. Cellular responses. Okay, both humoral and cellular responses can be observed, can be observed, can be observed. Okay, can be observed in malignancy. Malignancy can be observed in malignancy. Next, cancer cells, very important. Cancer cell. Okay, the cancer cells can avoid. Cancer cell can avoid. Okay, cancer cells can avoid immune detection. Immune detection. Okay, immune detection, that is important. Cancer cells can avoid immune detection as they are what you called not foreign bodies, not what you called foreign bodies. They're not foreign bodies. Okay, but are very important, but are abnormally what you called functioning. Abnormally functioning. Okay, abnormally functioning body cells. Abnormally functioning body cells. This makes them difficult to treat. Difficult to treat. This is important. Next one, the concept of immunological surveillance. Immunological the concept of immunological surveillance. Okay, surveillance. This is also a very important word. Surveillance. The concept of immunological surveillance postulates that the primary function the primary function of the immune system the primary function of the immune system is to seek and what do you call seek and destroy. This is important. Malignant cells. Next, malignant cells that arise by which one? Somatic mutation. What is called somatic mutation? Very important. Somatic cell changes. Okay, gene changes, mutation. The efficiency of next, the efficiency of very important. The efficiency of the surveillance mechanism. The efficiency of the surveillance. What is called surveillance? Efficiency of surveillance mechanism. This is important. Efficiency of surveillance mechanism. Okay, reduce either very important. Reduce okay either surveillance mechanism reduce either as a result of what you called as a result of aging okay, as a result of aging or due to aging or due to congenital or what you called acquired immunodeficiencies. what do you call acquired immuno what do you call acquired immunodeficiencies. Acquired immunodeficiencies. Okay, leads to immune deficiencies. Leads to what they will be increased. What I'm saying is increased. Okay, increased incidence of cancer. Okay, thus if immunological what do you call thus the immunological, okay, immunological surveillance is immunological surveillance, okay, immunological surveillance is effective. Immunological surveillance is effective. Cancer should not occur. Cancer should not occur. Okay, children, this is important, right? Should not occur. Okay, the development of tumor represents last point, the development, what do you call the development of tumor, what you call represents the development of tumor represents a lapse in surveillance. Okay, lapse in surveillance. Okay, children, observe very carefully. This is the most important concept we are discussing. When a cell undergoes malignant transformation, it acquires new surface antigen and may also lose some normal antigens. New surface antigens and lose some normal antigens. These antigens are present on the membranes of malignant cells and they induce an immune response. Both humoral and cellular responses can be observed in malignancy. So because of these receptors, okay, what happened? Because of the surface antigens, they induces the immune responses. Both humoral and cell mediated responses can be observed in the malignancy. Cancer cells can avoid immune detection. As they are not foreign bodies but are abnormal functions body cells. Cancer cells can avoid immune detection. If immune cells detect that cancer cells, they can avoid, but they are not foreign bodies. No, abnormal functioning body cells only. This makes them difficult to treat. So that's why we are unable to treat the cancer. The concept of immunological surveillance postulates that the primary function of the immune system, what is the function of immune system? To seek and destroy, identification and destroy. Malignance that arise by somatic mutation, the efficiency of the surveillance mechanism is reduced. So somatic cells genes changes that leads to malignant tumors, then surveillance mechanism reduced, either as a result of aging or due to congenital or acquired immunodeficiency. So maybe the due to aging they are unable to detect, or due to congenital or acquired immunodeficiencies that leads to increased incidence of the cancer. Thus, if immunological surveillance is effective, cancer should not occur. So, immunological surveillance is effective in the sense the cancer should not occur. The development of tumor represents a lapse in surveillance. The development of tumor represents what? So, there is a surveillance system is disturbed. That's why the tumors are coming like that. We will be there. Okay, children. Next class we will be discussing about the immunotherapy of cancer. What kind of therapy we will do for the cancer? In the next class we will be discussing. Thank you, children.